as you all know, I've met with everyone over the last week and you were given a confidentiality agreement to look over and sign. Does anyone have any questions?
Not now.
Okay, great. So we all understand that what is said here is confidential, cannot be used or shared outside of the mediation.
Yeah.
Great. So I'll just grab those signed documents from you. Also, in the name of full disclosure, I just wanted to let everyone know that I was hired by Mr. Mark to be here today, but my role is objective, so everyone understands. My role is simply to manage the process, whereas your role is really to determine and find your solutions through this process. Is that, everybody's good to move forward?
Yeah,
Great.
clear.
So this has been a difficult situation for everyone, and over the last couple of months, and I would like to start by asking you all to share how it is for you to be here. So John, maybe you could go first.
Okay. Well, it's really tough for me to come here because I'm really angry and stressed because I've been working so hard all week, and then I'm asked to come in again on the weekend, and I won't do it. To top it off, Paul shows no appreciation for my work. Dealing with him is ridiculous as he does not seem to even care about anyone except for the deadlines and the company.
Okay, John, let me see if I heard you correctly, okay? You're finding it very difficult to be here today because you're frustrated and exasperated with being asked to work more hours, especially after you've done a full week and you've put it all in, like really giving your best for it.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like there's nothing I can do with this problem. I feel stuck.
And you're feeling powerless.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, thank you, John. Paul, maybe you can also share how you're feeling about the situation.
I'm under a lot of stress and pressure myself. This issue has proliferated and gone out of hand, and I never expected it to. It has put me in a very tough situation between John and Mark, and I just don't know how I can come into work tomorrow knowing that this is still a problem. It really makes the whole environment super toxic, and I'm not willing to do it anymore.
It's a difficult situation for you. Are feeling agitated about being in the middle and anxious because you have come to work under these stressful conditions.
Yes, for sure. I'm not even sleeping well.
So you're really feeling exhausted.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, would you be able to also give us your feelings?
Well, it is simple. The job needs to be done and on time so that everyone gets paid. And it feels like all of this is a big waste of time, as there is no other way to make things work out.
Okay, you're feeling irritated with the process, like you're wasting your time and there's no other solution, and it doesn't have any real value?
Well, it is not that I do not see value in it. It is that I feel we are already behind schedule. And this is just another added use of time when we could be on the job. I guess I'm stressed about the deadlines hovering over my head.
Okay, you're frustrated spending more time on non-work related tasks which are causing you more anxiety.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Mark. John, can you tell me more about what is important for you about not working on weekends?
Well, I mean, the first time Paul told me that I had to work on overtime on my weekend, I clearly said no.
I never asked you whether you wanted to work or not.
Okay, first off, it's very important that both of you allow each other to speak at this point, and both of you will be given all the time you need to share your thoughts. So Paul, will you let John respond and let him finish, and then I'll give you a chance to do that as well. Great, thank you. So go ahead, John.
So, as I was trying to say, he told me to work weekends and I told him I can't. He just put me on every project this year and said, and I have never said no to him. On top of which, I do not get any appreciation for my work. I'm not a machine. I need some time to rest and take a break. He just keeps giving me assignments one after another without asking me how I'm doing or checking up on me.
So what I'm hearing is that you're feeling exasperated because you think you've worked hard whenever requested and you'd like some time off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a robot that is ordered to work nonstop and do that. I'm human and I have a breaking point, so why do I have to work until I break down?
Right, so you really come to your end and you're feeling like very drained. Okay. Paul?
I never forced you to work all the projects given to you. You're an experienced employee on my team. Therefore, I like for you to be on every project, but I never put a gun to your head and made you do all those projects. This time, it is different. I have people I have to answer to, and in this project, your expertise are required. Forget that. What do you mean I don't appreciate your work? What happened at the Thanksgiving office party where I mentioned how hard you worked on the cleaning project, and you were one of the main reasons for why the firm executed the project really well. I cannot go around and telling you after every little thing you do that you've done a great job. I have my work to do as well.
Again, you're talking to me like I'm a machine. Screw you, man.
Screw me, I'm your boss. I demand some respect here.
Okay, well, this is all very upsetting for both of you. Paul and John, would you agree that respect is important for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Okay, so what change would you need to see in order to move forward?
I mean, yeah, respect is important, and I'd like to be included in the schedule making process.
And for me, I need to be understood because I'm under a lot of pressure, and I don't have many choices in this matter.
Okay.
This is all great, but remember, you guys need to get the job done. This is the bottom line.
So Mark, you're feeling frustrated?
Absolutely. Every minute here is a minute not getting done.
Okay, so if I'm correct in saying so, you're very annoyed by the fact that the work is not in process, and it's important that you stay in great integrity with the deadlines of the contract. So identifying a workable schedule to make sure that the deadline will be made is important.
Of course.
Okay. John, could you tell me more about the concerns you have with having to work on weekends?
Well, I didn't want to look bad in your eyes by declining a project. I need this job, and I thought by saying no it would jeopardize my position. I remember when the company decided to downsize and Claudius hadn't worked enough projects according to corporate, and then he was let go. I was just watching out for my back because I didn't want to end up in his position. I really need to be home on weekends. I need this job. It's important for my family.
Great, so you're frustrating at spending more time on...
Yeah.
So John, tell me what's important about being off work on the weekends.
Look, it's important for me to stay home on the weekends. There's stuff going on at home and I need to be there. My wife wants me home.
Okay, and what concerns you about having to work on the weekends?
Well, I mean, this stuff is difficult to talk about, but, you know, she's thinking... Well, I mean, this stuff is difficult to talk about. My wife is thinking of leaving me because I'm never there. She says if I'm going to be alone, she really wants to be alone.
Okay, so what's really important for you is to be at home on the weekends because your relationship with your wife is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had no idea. I'm so sorry to hear that, John.
Yes, this is too bad. However, I'm pretty sure that she will be even more upset if you do not get paid, because we did not get the job done on time.
Okay. So before we move ahead, I would like to confirm that everyone feels good about moving forward and looking for possible solutions together.
Yeah, for sure.
Bless
Yeah.
you. Okay, great.
Well, maybe we can add some time at the end of the day instead of weekends.
Okay, so working extra time at the end of the day.
I mean, maybe I can spend more time to train somebody with my level of expertise so we have a backup for when I'm not available. I can commit to working for a bit knowing that my schedule will lighten up soon.
I do not know if Mark would agree, but maybe once the project is done, we can send John and his wife away for a weekend as a thank you, and we can work, as you said, John, towards having a backup for your skill level.
That is fine with me.
Okay, so we have a few possibilities here. Does working extra hours during a week work for you, John?
Yes, but it would have to be for training, and I can add mornings on the weekend until we get the job done. I will insist that I have my trainee with me at all times.
Okay. I think that is a workable schedule.
Great, I can be available for all of this, and I think Jack would love the opportunity to move up and have more responsibility.
So Mark and Paul, you're going to work with John to have possibly Jack work with him to be trained as a backup for when extra work needs to be done, which will relieve some of your stress for sure. John, for the time being, will you work on weekend mornings and as well a few extra hours at the end of the day as long as you are training at the same time? So everyone agrees?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I will have all of that written out. So you will receive some confirmation of the agreements today. And lastly, I just would like to make a time for us to follow up to see how things worked out and to see if everyone is still in good standing.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, he just has strong leadership skills, that's all. That's why I always tell people, I just have
Yeah.
strong leadership skills.
You're super intrusive. I'm a leader.
Would you agree that respect is important for you?
Yeah,
And
sure.
what change would you?
Sorry.